Close your eyes for a moment. Think about your childhood bedroom. Can you see it? The posters on the wall, the way the sunlight came through the window, maybe the smell of dinner cooking downstairs. Feels good, doesn't it? Now open your eyes, because that feeling, that warm, comforting glow, might be quietly sabotaging your life. Today, we're diving into the dark side of nostalgia, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your good old days the same way again. We all do it. We scroll through old photos at 2 a.m., we listen to songs from high school, and suddenly feel something. We say things like, "Remember when life was simple?" or "Things were just better back then." Nostalgia feels like coming home. But here's what nobody tells you. Nostalgia isn't a memory, it's an edited memory. Psychologists call this the rosy retrospection bias. Your brain literally airbrushes the past. It keeps the highlights, removes the boring parts, and completely deletes the suffering. Think about it. When you remember summer vacations as a kid, you don't remember the mosquito bites, the boredom, or your parents arguing about directions. You remember the feeling freedom, simplicity, joy. Your brain is a Hollywood director, and your past is its greatest film. But the original footage? That tells a very different story. Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "Paris is a movable feast." He romanticized his struggling artist days in 1,920 seconds. Paris, the poverty, the hunger, the uncertainty into something beautiful. But here's the thing, he only did that after he'd left. While he was there, he was broke, anxious, and constantly worried about his next meal. We don't miss the past. We miss the idea of the past. Why your brain loves fake memories. So why does our brain do this? Why does it trick us into believing things were better than they actually were? 3 reasons. First, protection. Your brain wants you to survive, not to suffer. Remembering all the pain, embarrassment, and mundane disappointments of your past would be psychologically exhausting, so it highlights the wins and dims the losses. It's trying to help you. But this protection becomes a prison when you start believing the edited version is reality. Second, identity. We need our past to mean something. We construct our identity from our memories. I was the kid who played guitar. I was part of that friend group. Those were my glory days. The more uncertain your present feels, the more your brain clings to a certain past, even if that certainty is fiction. Third, escapism. Let's be brutally honest. Sometimes the present sucks. Jobs are stressful, relationships are complicated, the world feels overwhelming. And nostalgia? Nostalgia offers a free vacation, a mental time machine to when things made sense. But here's the dark part. Every hour you spend living in the past is an hour stolen from building your future. The ordinary versus extraordinary difference. Let me show you 2 people. Same age, same background, same good old days. Person A constantly talks about their college years. They still wear their university hoodie. They reference inside jokes from a decade ago. Their Spotify is frozen in 2012. When life gets hard, they say, "Man, I wish we could go back." Person B appreciates their college years. They smile at old photos, but they don't live there. They take the lessons, leave the rest, and keep building. When life gets hard, they say, "What can I do now?" See the difference? One uses nostalgia as a museum, a place to visit occasionally with respect. The other uses it as a hiding place, a shelter from the discomfort of growth. The ordinary person mistakes nostalgia for happiness. The extraordinary person recognizes nostalgia for what it really is: grief wearing a smile. You're not longing for the past. You're grieving the person you used to be, the possibilities that felt endless, the simplicity before you knew how complex life really is. And that's okay. Grief is natural. But you can't build a house on a graveyard. The real cost of living backwards. Let's get practical. What does nostalgia actually cost you? Cost 1. Present blindness. When you're constantly comparing today to yesterday, you can't see what's actually in front of you. You miss opportunities because you're looking in the rearview mirror. Steve Jobs said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." True, but he also didn't say, "So just keep staring backwards forever." You glance back to learn. You look forward to live. Cost 2. Relationship damage. Ever been with someone who won't stop talking about their ex, their old friend group, or how things used to be? It's exhausting, right? Because when someone lives in the past, they're never fully present with you. Their heart is with ghosts, and you can't compete with a memory that's been photoshopped to perfection. Cost 3. Creative death. Artists, entrepreneurs, creators, they all face this trap. The band that keeps remaking their first album, the writer who can't move past their early success, the person who peaked in high school and can't let it go. F. Scott Fitzgerald, the author of The Great Gatsby, spent his entire life trying to recapture the magic of his early fame. He never could. He died believing he was a failure, haunted by the ghost of who he used to be. empty. Nostalgia doesn't inspire creation, it replaces it. Why make new memories when you're high on old ones? How to use nostalgia without being used by it. Okay, so nostalgia is dangerous. Does that mean we should never look back? No, that's not realistic. And frankly, it's not healthy either. The goal isn't to erase nostalgia, it's to master it. Here's how. Step 1. Recognize the edit. When a nostalgic memory hits, acknowledge it. This is nice. This is my brain showing me a highlight reel. Then ask, what am I not remembering? Were you actually happy then? Or are you just remembering the 10% that felt good? Step 2. Extract the lesson. Leave the longing. What made that time meaningful? Was it the freedom? The friendships? The sense of possibility? Good. Now ask, how can I create that feeling in my life right now? You don't need to go back in time. You need to bring forward what mattered. Step 3. Build new, good old days. This is the key. The people who get stuck in nostalgia aren't the ones with great pasts. They're the ones with disappointing presents. If your life today was rich, meaningful, and exciting, you wouldn't need to escape to yesterday. So stop trying to relive the past. Start making your current life worth remembering. Go on the trip. Have the conversation. Take the risk. Create stories you'll want to look back on. Nostalgia should be a souvenir, not a destination. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The past wasn't better. You were just younger, more naive, and less aware of how hard life can be. And that's okay. But the you today, you're stronger, wiser, more capable. You've survived things the younger you couldn't even imagine. So yes, remember the past, honor it, learn from it, smile at it, but don't live there. Because somewhere in the future, there's a version of you looking back at right now at this moment, this struggle, this season, with the same rosy glow. Don't make them regret that you weren't present for it. The good old days, they're happening right now. You just can't see it yet. But one day, you will. Make sure when that day comes, you have something beautiful to look back on. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're nostalgic about? And if you're honest, what part of it was not as perfect as you remember? Drop it in the comments. Let's get real together. And if this video made you think differently about your past, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building something here, something worth remembering. See you in the next one.